Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Batman issue 77. And wow, this issue is getting all kinds of hype because of a major death that occurs in this issue near the end. And wow. And I gotta tell you, it is a major death of a Batman character. It's absolutely a major death of a Batman character, and of course I'm going to spoil it. But if you've been following along the Tom King Batman long narrative for this long, it's fairly obvious what's happened, and it's fairly obvious that it's not really a death. And so let's get right to it. So spoiler warning. All my videos are spoiler warnings. Anybody who's been watching my videos knows that. Otherwise, you likely wouldn't even be subscribed to me in the first place or watching this. But in case you're on the off chance you're just stumbling upon my channel, I pretty much always spoil the comic book because I give very detailed reviews. And to the extent that I don't, well, you just have to wait and see. In any event, yeah, Alfred dies. Ooh, oh no. Alfred has his neck snapped by Bane. He's annoying anyway, right? Now, the funny thing is that, you know, it's sad because the death of Alfred here at the end, when Bane snaps Alfred's neck in front of Damian because Damian has the audacity to invade Gotham after Bane warned all the heroes of the world, you know, leave Gotham alone, stay away from Gotham or we're going to kill Alfred, basically. You know, Damian violated that. Damian sells his soul to a devil to use Clarion, the Witch Boy's magic wand to bind Gotham Girl, runs off, gets incapacitated by Flashpoint Batman. Flashpoint Batman says, I warned you. Now look, now we have to do. What did you think we have to do? Now we have to do what we said we were going to do. And then boom, the issue ends with Bane snapping the neck of Alfred. That's the issue in a nutshell. Now, I really think that the impact of Alfred's death here would probably have more impact, I was gonna say, more gravitas if it felt real. But we know Psycho Pirate's involved. And Psycho Pirate has the ability to manipulate emotions, and in my view, and I had this debate with other individuals in Snapchat, that I do believe that Psycho Pirate has the ability to cast illusions or to manipulate emotions to such great effect that he essentially creates an illusion. Because in order to manipulate emotions in people, you have to get them to think or to perceive something in a particular way in order to get them to do what you want. So I think that there's an overlap here between Psycho Pirate's ability to manipulate emotions and also to create de facto illusions. At least that's my theory of it. Also, bear in mind, people, it's worth making some comments about Psycho Pirate here. Tom King has done a terrible job. He hasn't even really shown Psycho Pirate very much in his long issue run, and it's such a wasted opportunity. Instead of focusing on Psycho Pirate and Psycho Pirate's abilities even a little bit, he's just ignored it and he's focused on other completely non-essential aspects of this particular narrative he's trying to tell. Psycho Pirate's a very interesting character. The character's name is, his last name's Hayden, so I might call him Hayden from time to time. But Psycho Pirate basically was a character that back in the day, back in pre-original Crisis, he manipulated the emotions of people in order to get them to do what he wanted. In the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Anti-Monitor used enhanced Psycho Pirate's powers, and at the height of Psycho Pirate's powers, he was literally controlling up to 3 Earths, Earth 3, 6, and 7 or something in the original Crisis. Okay, and so that's interesting, and that Psycho Pirate has been very powerful before. The last significant appearance of Psycho Pirate, in my view, is when he was killed by Black Adam, which one of the guys in Snapchat actually reminded me of that, and maybe I'll put the image up here for you, where Black Adam basically kills Psycho Pirate at the end of Infinite Crisis, because Psycho Pirate was once again being utilized in a crisis. Psycho Pirate has a great deal of power. At one point, Psycho Pirate's powers are even enhanced by Neuron, essentially the DC's version of the devil. And so, or like, Neuron is DC's version of Mephisto, if you're a Marvel fan. And so, Psycho Pirate has had his emotion powers greatly enhanced, that he can control entire worlds. So, probably Psycho Pirate being able to manipulate the citizens of Gotham, or at least to manipulate the villains of Gotham, is probably very easy for Psycho Pirate to do. Very, very easy. Unfortunately, I wish Tom King would have told a Psycho Pirate story to clue the reader in on Psycho Pirate, to why is he so powerful. In Blackest Night, Psycho Pirate utilized the Medusa mask, and the Medusa mask, when Psycho Pirate is wearing it, gives him that power to manipulate emotions. But remember that the Psycho Pirate with the Medusa mask also has an influence in terms of potentially raising the dead. Because even in Blackest Night, in the Blackest Night series, the Medusa mask was used by Connor Kent in the Blackest Night series to actually incapacitate the corpses that were raised and became members of the Black Lantern Corps. So Psycho Pirate does arguably have the power to resurrect the dead. He's had that power before. It's been strongly implied and outright stated in different storylines. Now that's interesting. Also bear in mind in the pages of the Button that when the Psycho Pirate was beside the Button, the Watchman Button, they interacted with each other, and ultimately Jay Garrick appeared, and ultimately the Reverse Flash was killed by Dr. Manhattan, or at least we assume it was Dr. Manhattan. And so the Medusa mask, that Medusa mask with the Button, does seem to have the ability to affect something in the universe. Because it seemed to have some sort of multiversal effect. Now, did the Medusa mask, in conjunction with the Button, pull Thomas Wayne into our reality? I'm not sure, but it's worth noting that the Medusa mask is exceptionally powerful. And also in the pages of the Button, the Medusa mask was in the possession of Batman. So how did somehow Bane's minions got a hold of the Medusa mask to give it to Psycho Pirate? Now, did Batman... Now, Batman, to cure Gotham Girl, remember in the first I Am Suicide arc, when Gotham Girl was she was incapacitated, but her mind was gone. Something was wrong with her mind. So Batman, of course, went to Santa Prisca to kidnap Psycho Pirate, who was in the clutches of Bane. Now, so Batman did that, got Psycho Pirate back, gave Psycho Pirate the Medusa mask. But obviously that was all a ruse, so Psycho Pirate was still under the control of Bane, or at least doing Bane's biddings, because Psycho Pirate very clearly did not cure Gotham Girl, but clearly made it appear that she was cured, just to manipulate Batman into playing into Bane's schemes. So, in any event, it's still an open question. Who controls Psycho Pirate? Is Psycho Pirate really the one behind the scenes here controlling everything? Is Psycho Pirate controlling Bane? Is Psycho Pirate even controlling Flashpoint Batman? Remember all the complaining that I've done and many others have done about the disconnect between the Flashpoint Batman's behavior in the actual Flashpoint storyline? Here's this guy, he's the father of Bruce Wayne. He did want Bruce Wayne to not be Batman, but clearly Flashpoint Batman here, Thomas Wayne, is completely out of character. He would never harm his son like this as he has in this series. Tom King has got that completely wrong, and he's either completely bastardized Thomas Wayne, or maybe Thomas Wayne has been manipulated, his emotions have been manipulated by Psycho Pirate to make Thomas Wayne harm and to do the great deal of harm that he's done to his own son. And I'm almost inclined to believe that. I hope that's the case, because Tom King has played fast and loose with continuity, and I think, as I said before, I think Tom King's done a terrible job with these characters overall, not understanding them. Really, he's even those points that he's actually started off, Gotham Girl and Gotham were interesting characters, but he's made them thoroughly unlikable and uninteresting at this point. Gotham, of course, is dead, but Gotham Girl now is nothing but a whining Harley Quinn who's just been manipulated and turned into a bitch by Psycho Pirate. She's got she's just sort of a glorified Robin. But in any event, there's those questions about Psycho Pirate are relevant, because I think that that's going to come into play, and it's really a very easy fix to say that Alfred is not dead. And so I don't think Alfred's dead at all. It's not really that big a death. Obviously, Alfred's not dead. It's very easy to control Damian Wayne's brain. I mean, come on. Psycho Pirate controls all the villains and likely controls Flashpoint Batman potentially. Psycho Pirate has in the past controlled entire Earths with his mind manipulation powers through the Medusa mask, enhanced by Neuron, enhanced by the Anti-Monitor. Who knows who's enhancing the Psycho Pirate's powers now? We don't even know where he gets his powers from. Tom King writes his own stories. Tom King clearly doesn't care what's happening in the pages of Justice League, so I doubt Tom King has any idea what's going on in the larger universe proper. So where Tom King is getting this idea that Psycho Pirate is this powerful, he's probably been told, or he read the Wikipedia page. to get a summary of it and just assumes that Psychopirate is massively powerful. And Psychopirate has been massively powerful in the past, but how does Psychopirate just suddenly become massively powerful in the current Rebirth storyline or Metal storyline or whatever continuity DC is dealing with right now? It's kind of a little bit of a mess. But anyways, I put those questions out there to you guys. Let me know what your comments are on that. It's an open question. Does Psychopirate have emotional manipulation powers, or is he more of a guy who casts illusions? Is he a combination of both? What's the answer? I don't know. In any event, getting back to this issue here, my favorite moment is with Damian and Gotham Girl. I love the fact that Gotham Girl is clearly a cocky, narcissistic bitch, and I love how Damian dispenses with her. He manipulates her so easily. She falls into his trap, and he uses the wand that he got from Clarion the Witch Boy to basically bind her. Now it's interesting to note that Damian implied that he basically mentioned something in passing about selling his soul to get the magic to bind Gotham Girl, which could be a potential future storyline. Who knows? If he sold his soul in order to get the magic wand, there's always a price to pay with magic. And the fact that Damian has done that, I have a feeling there's a future storyline that's probably going to come out that has Damian dealing with the fallout from acquiring that magic wand. Now, couple of things here, and again, it's me playing script doctor a little bit. It seems astonishing to me that Damian would go so far as to sell his soul to get a device, to get a magic wand capable of binding Gotham Girl, and not take the Justice League with him when he goes into Gotham. Because I know Damian is a narcissist and he has an overinflated ego, but I'm sure Damian even has to acknowledge that he's not going to be able to defeat Flashpoint, Batman, and Bane on his own. So it seems astonishingly crazy that Damian would be so naive as to do that, and I would suggest very much out of character that Damian was going to do this on his own. I know that Damian and Tim Drake had sort of an argument last issue, in issue 76, but still, Damian isn't that stupid. He knows that clearly you got to bring in the Justice League. He can't, I mean, he's a teenager, for God's sakes. I don't care if you're trained by the League of Assassins, you're still going to need help. So that seemed a little bit very much forced and out of character. Just another example of it being, of some storylines that doesn't really work. The other thing here is there's a scene here where Batman, Bruce Wayne, I think he's in Paris, Catwoman, it's like they're leading French lives. It's like Selina's basically plays chef. She's cooking for him, singing a song in French. I don't know, all this stuff that's completely irrelevant to the storyline. Wasted pages on this, wasted beautiful art that's on matters that are not progressing the story. If you want to wonder why this is going to be over 100 issues by the time it's all said and done, it's stuff like this that can drive you crazy. But in any event, beautifully drawn pages. So the artist, Mikel Janin, I mean, my God, man, you're an amazing artist. Great job on the art. Great job. But again, doesn't move the story forward. Batman, Bruce Wayne says to Selina, "I lost." Here's the thing, Bruce. You didn't really lose. Not really. I mean, you survived. You're with Selina. I don't really see him as being. It seems like an odd thing for Batman to say, but hey, I guess I'm being. You know what? I have a disconnect right now because it's impossible to reconcile this depressed Batman with the Batman who's kicking ass in Snyder's Justice League, or the Batman in Detective Comics. This guy is so pathetic. And, once again, guys, I got to tell you, Tom King is writing Catwoman as the hero. Catwoman takes out Catwoman, remember, she took out all 3 Flashes. Catwoman saved him from the Joker, right? She defeated the Joker. Catwoman defeated Talia al Ghul, right? Catwoman saves Batman. And once again, Catwoman is here saving the day. Batman here doesn't even know how to get into Gotham, and it ends with Catwoman telling him, "Oh, you fool, and you got me. I mean, I'll help you. I'll handle it." So once again, Catwoman is going to be the hero that saves the day. So again, it's a little frustrating. If the whole point of this is showing that Batman is getting his head out of his ass to come back to win the day, once again saying that no, it's Catwoman that's doing it all, that he needs Catwoman to do it all, well, you know, isn't that sort of defeat the purpose? Because the whole point of a relationship that works, is that you enhance each other. That Catwoman should enhance him, so that in those areas where Batman is weak, Catwoman can enhance him in those areas, and they're stronger as a couple than they are when they're apart. Now, maybe that's where this is going, but it just seems to me to be a little bit surprising here. But you know, it is what it is. This is definitely about female empowerment. Tom King loves Catwoman, and he's to the extent that he has ridiculously insulted Batman's power, abilities, and psychological mindset. He's exaggerated ad nauseum Catwoman's abilities as a character as well. So Catwoman's up here, Batman's down here in order to make this long 103 issue narrative work. And again, it doesn't. But I mean, look, again, if you're going to enjoy City of Bane, you really got to understand that this is, for all intents and purposes, you have to consider this an Elseworlds tale. And clearly DC editorial views it the same way, because there's a reason why they fired Tom King off this title and gave him another title just to finish his storyline. Because they need Batman back, and this isn't Batman. This isn't Batman. So, but look, I enjoy Damian being a cocky little brat to Gotham Girl, and I actually liked Flashpoint Batman's words to Damian, saying, "Well, there's a price you pay for being stupid when he told you not to." And by snapping Alfred's neck, and Damian being maybe potentially traumatized from that because of Psycho-Pirate's manipulations, I actually like that, because the little brat probably deserves to have a little bit of a bitch slap himself, including Gotham Girl. But in any event, guys, tell me what you think of Batman, City of Bane, and yeah. Leave some comments below, hit the subscribe button, follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40, and until next time, Comic Boom out.